Welcome to Sports Court. I'm Tamara Holder. Cheaters never prosper, right? Look at Lance Armstrong and Marion Jones, Tom Brady and the Patriots. Well, at least one team appears to be prospering despite its cheating. In January, 6 months ago, St. Louis Cardinals scouting director Chris Correa was found guilty of hacking into the Houston Astros database. And since then, like I said, 6 months ago, his sentencing continues to be delayed. And because of this delay, MLB Commissioner Rob Manfred said the team will most likely not be punished before the June 9th draft. The team has 4 picks. That's the problem. Joining me to discuss is attorney Eric Richman. Welcome.
Hi, how are you today?
All right, so let's talk about this. The head of scouting, Chris Correa, he was found guilty. He pleaded guilty. There was no trial here. It wasn't like Deflategate, back and forth. He pleaded guilty to, I believe, 5 counts of computer hacking, and he admitted that he repeatedly accessed the Astros proprietary database without authorization. What's going on here, and why hasn't the team been punished?
Okay, well, first of all, hacking can be all kinds of things. What he did, his form of hacking, was closest to, I guess, what someone like a boyfriend or a girlfriend would do in junior high school.
How about more like a peeping Tom?
Yeah, he stole a password. He did something really stupid. He forgot that, you know, you really always leave an electronic footprint. And he stole a password. He looked in the database of one of his competitors, a team. This happens all the time with corporations stealing trade secrets. He got caught. He's admitted it. And now we have to determine, you know, if there was any real financial gain or harm caused. And I don't think there was.
Well, let me educate you on this, because apparently, according to the U.S. Attorney Kenneth Magnuson, he said that the unauthorized viewing, the peeping Tom, if you will, cost the team, the Astros, upwards of $1.7 million.
Yeah, I've heard that.
So to the prosecutor's point, of course, I'm a defense attorney, so you don't necessarily have to believe a prosecutor, but to his point, going to the Deflategate, the team was fined $1 million by Goodell. Why hasn't there at least been a fine?
Well, there probably will be a fine, and they're waiting for the criminal penalties to play out, and that's what they're going to do. They're going to take a back seat. The MLB commissioner is going to wait and see what happens with the penalties, with the sentencing, and that keeps getting put off. The reason why it matters for the draft is because one of the penalties they could do is to, you know, somehow, take away draft picks from the team or penalize them financially.
Right, and right now the Cardinals they're going to get 4. They have 4 draft picks. 3 are first-rounders, and then there's the 4th.
Yeah, this won't affect it. If they're going to wait and see, if the commissioner's going to wait and see till after the sentencing. But the $1 million, that number is made up. The prosecutor, how do you value information? He's going to.
But how do you value $1 million for Deflategate? How do you come up with a number? The point is not whether $1.7 million is the right number. It's sending a message, especially before the draft. Again, to Deflategate's point, they lost a first-rounder and another draft pick. I believe it was 4th-rounder immediately, and that case is still proceeding. So why the delay?
The numbers are arbitrary. The delay is because they don't want to. They understand how important this case is. It's precedent setting. When you have a computer hack like this between 2 teams, it hasn't happened before in this context. So they know that every future case, they're going to look back on this one and say, this executive got X amount of years, or this executive or this team had this kind of penalty. Why is ours either more harsh or less harsh than that penalty? It has implications for future cases.
Do you think that it also, though, has to deal with just the idea of not messing up the draft process? Because the draft process has to do with how much there is that's available, the fact that there were trades to the Chicago Cubs for 2 players, and all of these things will affect the other teams. So do you think it's not necessarily an issue of punishment, but an issue of not screwing up something that affects the entire MLB?
Yeah, I think that these are 2 parallel universes. I think that the MLB has an excuse now to wait. They can say, we're going to wait till after sentencing. So it doesn't have to be.
But do you think it's favoritism or no?
Do I think it's favoritism on the part of the commissioner?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think he has a bona fide excuse to wait here. And if anything, he could penalize them for the next draft.
True. Okay. Well, we'll see what happens. Okay. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you all for watching. Sports Court is adjourned.